Anyway, have a great. Hope you're having a great day.
The
I'm
storm
having.
came.
Anyway, I'm just trying to think of the music coming in, and I just can't help it. I mean, I'm kind of thrown into a trance, sort of, when you do this type of music.
Snap out of it. We're on the air.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But I'm coming back now, and man, it's really excellent. I want to talk about Kulintronica, Ron. What is Kulintronica? Please tell us. Explain to us what that Kulintronica is.
It's basically one of those Filipino names where you just take two identities and smash them into one. You have Kulintang, and you have electronica or electronic dance music. So you smash them together and you get Kulintronica.
Nice, nice. Is that your brand? Is that your? Did you coin that phrase? Is that yours?
That is me. If you find Kulintronica, that's me. That's the brand that I'm advancing this under, trying to bring Kulintang music to young ears. You know, young people love electronic music. You could probably convince them to check out some electronic music faster, unfortunately, than you could try to say, hey, check out this native indigenous gong instrument.
Yeah, and how is it received? Is it received better in the Philippines, or do you think it's received better abroad, this type of music that you're doing?
That is a great question. You know, I almost want to say that abroad, people don't have a stigma for this music. Among Filipinos, I bring the kulintang out, and some of them are whispering to each other, "Oh, you know, there's the Muslim instrument," or, you know, "Here comes museum hour, time to go to sleep." You know,
I'm alone.
This is not the museum hour. This is more like midnight New York City.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It's I could just so you're saying it's more people abroad have a more open reception to it than in the Philippines?
Yeah, you know, people abroad are, I think they don't really know, you know, what Filipinos are about. So if they see something and we say it's Filipino, they're not going to question it. You know, not as much as some of our own community members.
Well, you know, it's really interesting just to look at it. Like when you bring it out, it's like, yeah, as we were saying, it looks like a bunch of pots, and then people look, it's like, that's an instrument or instruments. We just went over that a minute ago. We don't know which one it is. But, you know, and then they hear it and they're like, and it just kind of hits them. I think that's probably, you know, what hits people abroad, you know. It's just really interesting. They're just curious about it.
Right, something different. Something different, but then something that they can enjoy, that they can follow the beat, and something that's, you know, not scary, and something that's a total safe, fun activity.
When you do this performance, let's say you're going to release that album. You said, what is the name of the album? Can you give us?
It's self-titled, so the album is simply called Kulintronica.
Kulintronica. Okay, these type of albums, these type of music, this type of originality. I know that when the year goes around, the Grammy Awards, they put together all the music. You know, I'm sure you'll have your own category. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely
best new Kulintang album.
You know, you laugh about it, but that's the way the Academy works. Do you foresee, like, if you put this out there, that maybe you could qualify for, you know, eventually a Grammy Award with this type of music?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to be the one to qualify, but I want to see the Kulintang accepted by the music community, and it would just make my day so much. You know, even if it's not me, if someone that hears my music and think that they could do better came up and did something even more creative and more inspiring with the Kulintang, and if that person got the Grammy Award, then I feel like my job was done.
So who are the other people that are doing this? Can you just give us an idea? Because you're the only one I know. Other than maybe some Datus or some princes out in Mindanao, you're the only guy I know, Ron.
Well, on the island you have Malinanong Uni. That's a traditional Kulintang ensemble. You also have Mahalo Halo Kulintang ensemble. That's another one.
They're here?
They're here on the island.
Oh yeah, I didn't even.
You can find them at East West Fest from time to time.
Okay.
You know, they're not doing what I'm doing. You know, bringing it to every bar and, you know, street corner and day festival possible.
Sure. So they're more like traditional.
More traditional, yeah. They're in preserving the culture. You know, when they do it as they would do it in the homeland. Whereas I would, you know, I'm doing it kind of in a way that's kind of out of people's
Out of the
current
box.
imagination. Yeah, out of the box.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's definitely out of the box.
Exactly.
Now, do you find that people, when we were talking about when people see you for the first time, they're like, oh, do you find people coming up to you saying, can you teach me how to do this? Do you give lessons for this type of playing?
Yeah, I love teaching Kulintang
Oh,
music.
really?
The first lesson is always easy. It's really easy to start this instrument and it can be tricky to master. I do get a lot of interest from parents that want their kids to learn something different and more importantly to learn something that's from their own culture. And then I also have non-Filipinos that come up and that are just interested in music and want to try something new. So I love teaching Kulintang.
Really? And how much could people expect? Like if they say, "Oh, Ron, can you teach my kid? What is an hourly rate that you would charge?"
Oh, my rate.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't have to be yours. You just give a range of
Sure, sure.
how much people
Ballpark
can.
figure.
Yeah, ballpark figure. How much could people expect? Let's say, oh, my son, he's Filipino. I want him to learn this instrument. How much would you charge to teach him?
Sure. For a youth, I would recommend like a 30-minute weekly lesson. So it'd be a lot like learning any other instrument where you could expect to pay 25 to 50 for a half-hour lesson, and do it that way. The other way to do it, which would be more suitable, I think, for more experienced musicians, would be to do like an intensive workshop where you could spend like a half day or a couple half days sitting with the instrument, maybe even having a video camera out so that they can take visual notes, and then that would be a little more involved.
And how much would somebody expect to pay if they want to buy a set of instruments like this?
If you can find one, get it. They're so rare, and you should expect to pay from 20 to 50 per gong.
Oh,
there should be
really?
8 gongs in a set, and the heavier and the darker the metal, the more you can expect to pay for it.
Now, when you do this, and we were talking about earlier, thank you for that. I didn't know how much that would cost. So if you have 8 of them at about 50, so you're talking about maybe about $400 to $500.
Right, which is a good deal if you think
It's a
about
great
like
deal.
the cost of like a cello or a nice acoustic guitar.
Oh, my
It's a
God.
bargain.
Or maybe grand.
Or forget about it.
Gibson Les Paul, you're going to pay over $1,000 just for one guitar.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Like my dad got a new Gibson. He paid a pretty penny for it. Whew.
You
Right.
could probably buy 10 kulintangs
Yeah,
for the price of
right.
that one. And it's so funny because kulintang are so much more rare.
Yeah. Yeah, so does it increase in value as you have it?
I'm hoping that my work will make it increase in value. A lot of times, if you're looking for a kulintang, you might have better luck finding this in a furniture or antique store than a music store because these are often picked up by interior designers, and they pick them up as decorations. And a lot of times, you'll see really nice instruments end up on people's walls, never to be played again.
Oh, that's too bad.
Is it
It's too
my
sad.
eye?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's too bad. That's too bad. How? Okay. So where do you play? Like what you said? You mentioned festivals. Now you also mentioned concerts. What other venues do you find yourself in? For this type of music.
Yeah, I love playing festivals. Yesterday I did the festival at Philcom in Waipahu, and we had a
Yes.
great youth event. I was there, and Malinanong Uni was there, did the traditional kulintang. There's a bunch of great artists and youth spoken word. If the youth of Hawaii is anything like the talent I saw on stage last night, I would say the future in Hawaii is severely bright. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I want to thank actually. What's his name? Who's the musical guy there at the Philcom?
Maestro Pike.
Yes, Pike Velasco. I wanna thank Pike for taking the helm. You know what Pike is doing out there? He's actually he's giving free lessons, I think, for the Banda Kawayan instruments.
Correct.
And I really want to commend him for trying to promote this Philippine music, not in the way you are. He's doing it more in a traditional way.
Correct.
And I think it's a great thing. It's a great thing that what he's doing out there, and for you to come here and also show a different perspective on it. Because definitely you're the only one. I think from here to I don't know, California at least. That big ocean, I know for sure there's nobody there. But between California and Hawaii, I think you're the only one that's doing this.
It's true. I mean,
Yeah.
you go back a couple of years. There's a woman out of New York named Susie Ibarra that does kind of a trip hop thing with Kulintang and her avant-garde jazz drumming. She's done some really cool stuff with that. There's a couple people out of LA that have experimented with it. I don't know if they're still currently doing it.
Trip hop?
Like trip hop, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
slower,
Mm-hmm.
more of like a loungy beat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, mine is kind of more like a fist pump, calisthenics, sweaty,
Definitely.
jumping up and down type of
Yes.
thing.
I can see this in TKB.
Yeah.
TKB, Turbo Kickboxing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can definitely see that. This
Oh
type of
yeah, we should
music.
all get super toned and sculpted to this music.
Or the
That
H2O
couldn't hurt.
Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, H2O Club of Ocean City. Woo!
No, that's great, man. That's great. So as far as the future of this music, of this, how do you see it? How do you see the future of this type of music, especially where you're going with it?
This is my vision right here. I spent a lot of time introducing this instrument to people, and I would love to see it at a point where myself or anybody could show up with the kulintang and people would know what it is, and they would even know the appropriate dance moves to go with it. I would love to just see people put their hands in the air and, you know, do the graceful Southeast Asian movements that, you know, make us a part of that community out there. And I think we could have a lot of fun doing it, and we can also make ourselves more healthy and look better naked. A lot of health benefits in kulintang music.
Please, I would bet.
Does it? Does it really?
Well, you know, it's like any workout regime. You get out of it what you put into it.
Okay. All right, Ron. Listen, we have to take another commercial break, and you said you have time, yeah? You said you
Yeah,
have
I'm
time? Okay,
here.
great, great. Thank you very much for being with us on this very special episode of the Midday Radio Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, more of Kulintronica and Mr. Ron Quesada.
Alan Alvarez on the radio, KPHI 96.7 FM.